This is the Samsung Galaxy S25 Disassembly. If you're interested in seeing more videos like this, make sure you subscribe and click on the notification bell so you'll be notified once I upload a new video. Also, if you need any tools, there are links in the description. As always, we'll start off by removing the SIM tray. Taking a look at the SIM tray, we can see a gray rubber gasket around the opening. Now heat needs to be applied to the back plate using either a hairdryer or a heat gun to loosen up the adhesive underneath, and then a pry tool can be used to pry the back plate off. I prefer to use a hairdryer since there's less of a chance of damaging any of the components inside by overheating them. Here's a better look at the glass backplate. The glass camera lens covers can be replaced by applying heat and prying them off, so you don't have to take apart the phone to replace those. Also, as many of you already know, the camera bezel or rings are glued in place, and those can also be pried off and removed or replaced. The separation is visible underneath each ring. There are 21 Phillips screws which need to be removed. The wireless charging coil is located here, and the NFC antenna is located above that. There's also graphite film to help transfer heat. At this point, the battery cable as well as the rest of the cables can be disconnected. This is the top earpiece speaker assembly. Here's the speaker itself, and there's an antenna board on the corner. And here's the bottom speaker assembly. There's a rubber gasket and mesh filter over the speaker opening. As for the linear haptic feedback or vibrator motor, is located behind the speaker in the enclosure. This flex cable connects the main board to the screen, and these two connect the main board to the subboard. So if you needed to replace the screen, you wouldn't necessarily have to take apart the phone from the back. All you would have to do is heat up the front of the phone where the screen is to loosen up the adhesive underneath, and then you'd carefully pry the screen off, making sure you disconnect the flex cable behind the screen, at which point you would apply new adhesive and reapply the new screen, making sure you reconnect the flex cable behind the screen when you're applying it to the frame. However, that method might be a little bit difficult since you're going to have to apply the screen correctly and make sure the flex cable connects to the back of the screen when you press it in. If not, you'll have to pry off the screen again, which can pose a high chance of damaging that working or replacement screen. So if you want to take a few more steps and make it easier, you can just remove the back plate, the screws on the bottom speaker assembly and speaker assembly itself, at which point you can disconnect the flex cable behind the screen, and then pry the screen off from the front. So when it comes to prying off the battery and removing that, as we saw on the S25 Plus disassembly I did, Samsung has replaced the pull pouch for the battery with a different style, which definitely makes it much easier to replace the battery. There are numerous arrows labeled on the pouch, letting you know to peel off each end. So if you're planning to remove the battery, just peel off all the flaps and the battery will just pop off. However, I'll be removing the pull pouch with the battery, since I want to take a look at the vapor chamber underneath as well. Once I have one flap open, I can just pull up and pry off the adhesive pouch with the battery. But if you just want to replace the battery, again just peel off the flaps on the other sides of the battery, and you can just lift up and remove the battery itself. Here's a look at the 4000 mAh battery. This is the 5G millimeter wave antenna. Looking at the main board, there's a 12 megapixel ultra-wide lens, a 50 megapixel primary, and a 10 megapixel telephoto lens. The main camera and telephoto camera are the only ones with OIS or optical image stabilization. There's a secondary microphone on the top corner, and the LED flash is located here. Looking at the other side, we see the ambient light and proximity sensor, another microphone over here, as well as the camera connectors which can be disconnected by just popping them off. There's a graphite pad on the back shield to help transfer heat. Once that's peeled back, we see a thermal pad which is seated over the RAM that's seated over the processor. And the ROM or onboard storage is located next to that. Looking at the copper vapor chamber, we can see that for the most part, the size has remained the same compared to the S24. There is a slight increase in size on the bottom corner, which is a bit more extended. So overall, there isn't a major increase in size for the vapor chamber. Also to note, the vapor chamber does run underneath the battery as well as the motherboard. Moving on, to remove the subboard, there are 2 additional Phillips screws which need to be removed. Looking at the subboard, we see the primary microphone located here, and the charger port located next to that with a red rubber gasket. The SIM reader is located on the other side. For anyone worried about accidentally inserting the SIM ejector tool in the wrong hole, on this phone you don't need to worry, since both the filters and the microphones are seated above the holes, so they won't get damaged. The flex cable for the volume keys and power button is located here. To replace that, just gently peel it off from the frame, and then you'd lift up and pull out this metal bracket from inside of the cutout in the frame, and remove the flex cable. As for the buttons, those can be pulled out of the frame. And finally, the 12 megapixel front facing camera is located here, which is glued in place with a cure in place gasket. So if you needed to replace that, you would have to use an X-Acto knife or a razor blade to carefully cut out the sides where the glue is, and pry it off. The teardown or disassembly process on the S25 is pretty much identical to the S25 Plus. For the repairability score, I give it a 9 out of 10. Now it's time to put it back together. Once everything's back in place, apply new adhesive and reapply the backplate. Flip over the phone, power it on, and you're done. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.